Hey, do you want to hang out? It's Saturday. I have a ton of chores to do, and I thought it would be fun to take you along with me. It's always more fun to work with friends. I am not going to be picky about the lighting or about the setup or what you see in the background. So if you're looking for something aesthetic and pleasing and all of that, probably not going to be the video for you. But if you just want to hang out with me while I work, then come along, let's get started. To start with, I've got a couple of loads of laundry to fold. So I thought I would do that. You can see my terribly messy vanity filming setup back here. I need to do something about that as well. But let's get the laundry folded first and we'll just chat. So, been thinking a lot about my channel and what I want to do in the coming years because I have been having a really hard time with feeling like I want to film lately. And it's not that I don't have ideas. I have a lot of ideas. I don't have any ideas that I actually want to take action on. And I'm not really sure why, because I did not very long ago. I need to move this just a little bit. There we go. So that I'm a little more in frame. I was really excited about the ideas that I've been working on and some series and things like that. But it's all makeup related. And the secret is that I don't want to buy more makeup. And I think a lot of people are feeling the same. I'm seeing the same themes over and over and over on the channels that I watch, in the comments of the channels that I watch. And it's kind of hard because people say that they don't want new all the time, buy. They're tired of buying. They have enough makeup. They want to use what they have. But the videos that do the best are the new makeup reviews. And I've been struggling with that a lot because, yeah, I want my channel to grow. But honestly, I'm at the point where I'm not sure that I care about that anymore. I cared about it a lot this summer because I wanted to get monetized for the simple fact that I could stop worrying about my watch hours. I'm not going to go into all of the detail about watch hours, and if you're curious about that, you can go watch that series. But at least once I got monetized, I didn't have to worry about my watch time and losing watch hours and all that kind of stuff, and I could just go back to creating what I wanted to create. And it was great for a while, but I keep finding myself getting sucked back into that. How many subs do I have? How many views did this video get? How much am I making? Hey, spoiler alert, you have to have $100 to get a check from YouTube. And I was monetized in August. I haven't gotten a check yet. And again, I don't really care. That's not why I'm doing this. And it became the focus of why I'm doing this over the past few months. And it kind of sucked all the joy out of it for me. I'm trying to get back to having fun with YouTube, putting up what I want to put up, and just letting the chips fall where it may. And in that vein, I have actually deleted the YouTube Studio app icon from any of my home pages on my phone. If I want to get there, I have to do a little bit more work to get there. I don't want to delete it completely because it is an easy way to respond to comments and things like that. But I go a couple of days now without even looking at it because I just don't care. Next load, hang on. And I do have my microphone down here on my belt buckle. So I don't know, hopefully before I do too much today, I'll check and see if that sound is working or not. Hopefully it will. And anyway, so the point I'm making is I am going to be changing up my content. And I am going on a complete no buy in January 1st. Probably actually kind of starting now. I might buy something in December, but I do have a couple things coming from Black Friday. In the past 3 years, I have done like a full face Black Friday. I'll pick one brand and get a full face of makeup from them to review. I've done Moira, Catrice. Maybe I've only done it 2 years. I don't know. But I wasn't even looking forward to doing that this year. So I didn't want to just spend, $60, $70, $80. I always do drugstore, so at least it's not, a ton, but it's enough. and I wasn't even looking forward to shopping, so I decided not to. I did get a couple of $5 palettes from the ColourPop's $5 palette sale. One for myself, one for my daughter. She needed a new Going Coconuts, and so I got that. I think I might have got something else from them. Maybe, a blush. I got a blush. And then I repurchased some skincare that I needed, and I think I have one more purchase. I need my Geek and Gorgeous vitamin C. I need to purchase that. Hopefully the sale is still going on. It's Saturday now, not Black Friday, but I'm just kind of over it. And I know I just recently did a new makeup that I picked up at Ulta Video, but I just want to use what I have. And so that's the kind of content I'm going to be creating. And I'm also going to be doing more non-makeup related content. So if you're here for the makeup and you don't like the other stuff and you feel it's time to move on, then I completely understand. And I wish you the best. And I love that you've been here and supported me and all of that stuff. But on the other hand, if you're not into makeup, there might be something that I'm doing that will be more up your alley. And in that case, I would love for you to click that subscribe button. That's a hard word to say. And hang around, hang out with me. I want to do more hang out with me videos and car talks and things that just kind of come up on my brain. I woke up this morning thinking about something and just kind of fully outlined a video. Those are the kind of videos that I'm excited about doing. The one that I have to sit and like ask GPT for help and here are my thoughts. And anyway, I want to change. And I hope you'll go with me. So I'd love to be able to tell you my channel's going to have this and this and this coming up in the new year, but I can't because I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like. I just know that it's probably going to be different. And I do know I've always done, 3 years now, I've done a low buy from January 1st until April 1st. April's my birthday month. And then I allow myself to do a little birthday shopping in April. And I think what I'll do this, but if something came up that I really, really wanted or wanted to review in that time, then I would go ahead and purchase it. And I'm not going to do that this time. It is going to be a strict no buy. The only exception is if I run out of something and I don't have anything else in the category to replace that with. Now, that's not going to happen with very many things because I have a lot of makeup. And, but there are like eyebrow pencils. I only have the eyebrow pencil that I'm working on. So, and one that I'm trying to use up that I don't like. But when the eyebrow pencil is gone, I will need to buy a new eyebrow pencil. So that won't be breaking the no buy. So you're not going to see new makeup reviews from me unless I get something in friend mail or something. But otherwise, I'm not buying. And I would like to do more use what you have, an everyday makeup basket. I've been thinking about doing, instead of an everyday makeup basket, doing a series perhaps where I have a focus of the month. And it's kind of the same thing, but in my brain it's different. Where I pick like 3 foundations, 3 powders, 3 concealers to just kind of focus on and see how I feel about them, that kind of thing. Not really a 3 strikes you're out, but a similar concept. So we'll see. Like I said, I don't know what it's going to look like. And whatever it starts out at, I can probably pretty much guarantee it's going to change and evolve. And I just want it to be able to do that. So if you want to come along for the ride, cool. All right, I am about done with this folding. And I think I've exhausted this topic. By the way, you might be curious why I'm wearing a shirt that says Alex on it when my name is Tina. It's because it was a costume. I was in The Play That Goes Wrong, and my stage character was a stagehand by the name of Alex. And so on the back is the Cornelly Drama Society, which was the play within the play. Anyway, my name is not Alex, it is Tina. So I'll catch you in another part of the house. Okay, I relocated to the kitchen. I am standing at my island. I have a gift that I need to package up. I'm not going to let you see it because I want to make sure that the person who is receiving it gets it before I spoil it on camera. So I am just going to not let you see what's happening down here and chat a little bit more. How was your Thanksgiving? Mine was great. I had all my kids and their spouses and my grandbaby here, and I cooked the turkey and a couple of the side dishes, and then they brought something too, so it wasn't all on one person. And we just had a really great day visiting, and we played some games, and of course we played with the baby, and I felt really blessed to have everyone here. My dryer is going, so if you hear a noise in the background, for some reason, the belt has just decided to start squeaking. So that's fun. Maybe I'll go shut that off for just a second. It's drying a really large load of wet towels, so it might be a little bit much for you. But anyway, I am going to put in some packing peanuts because I don't want things to break. So I hope that you all had a good Thanksgiving as well. We pretty much have the leftovers eaten up, which I'm a little surprised that they're already gone. But we had 10 people here, and I did a 15-pound turkey. So we didn't have a ton of leftovers to start with, but I do love Thanksgiving leftovers. So we've been eating. Packing tape on bubble wrap is, that's better. I had it in a smaller box, and I was really worried that it wasn't cushioned enough. So I think that that's going to be much, much safer. There we go. Okay, that is packed up. One really exciting thing about Thanksgiving was my new oven. When we built this house 20 years ago, we planned for this space to have an oven. It's just been an empty hole. It was, in the cabinet, so it had a back and all of that. We just used it for storage and miscellaneous things. But now there is an oven there, and my husband got it installed. It's a beast to install. Not even exaggerating a little bit on that. But it made Thanksgiving so much easier to have two ovens, especially because my range oven, my stovetop oven, is not working very well. So to have a new oven that is reliable and big, and it was wonderful. So that was definitely something I was thankful for. But of course, the thing I was most thankful for was to have my family here, and we just had a great time. All right, I have a few plant chores that I need to do, so I think we'll go and do that now. Okay, so the problem I have with moving around is I put my camera on pause and then I forget to turn it back on. So I just cut off these monster air roots from my monstera. I don't like them. I think they're ugly, and they're not really necessary. Monsteras are tropical plants, and they kind of grow up the sides of trees. And in that case, they drop down these air roots, and it actually is beneficial to them, but it doesn't need it in my spare bedroom. So this guy needs a little love. I cut off those air roots, and I've got some leaves that are turning funky colors, and I don't know, maybe it didn't get watered enough. There's a yellow one over here, and I think I'm going to cut that off. I'm trying to decide if I want to chop them again. I did it a year and a half ago, and this is the result of that chopping, and I got this leaf that has like illustrations in it, which is really pretty. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do that again. And then this branch right here came out from where I chopped it, and so I have all of these new leaves. But I think it's about ready to need a new pot. A lot of my plants are agoraphobic, or not agoraphobic, that's hydrophobic. Hydrophobic in that the soil doesn't really want to accept moisture that goes in, runs down the side of the pot, and it doesn't really get in there. So I have a pencil, and I'm kind of jabbing and making some holes so that when I water, it can get down in there better. But I'm noticing that this guy feels really root bound. And I know monsteras kind of like to be root bound, but I did repot this. It was a little over a year ago now, because it's been last summer, not this past summer, but the one before, outside. And when I brought it in, I repotted it, and about scared the pants off myself and my daughter, because when I dumped it out, there was a frog in the pot. and I screamed. And she was like, "What?" Anyway, fortunately, the frog did not get loose in my house. I was able to just put the pot back in, and then we took it outside and dumped it out and let the frog go free. But yeah, it was quite the startling moment. But anyway, all that to say that this monstera was repotted a little over a year ago, and I think in the spring it might be time to do that again. So okay, I think that got down in there better. Just kind of aerating it a bit. But shortly after I did that, I think it was after I did that, that I chopped it because it was getting really heavy and leaning. So I chopped off a stem right here, and it's getting really top heavy again over here. So I kind of feel like I might want to chop this guy again, and I'm just not sure where, and then reroot it and maybe start a new pot. Because the one that I chopped off before, I put back in the same pot just to make it fuller. But now I think it might need a little more space. And I'm also going to replace the support pole that I have in here with a true moss pole. But I have to soak my moss. It hasn't been soaking yet. So I think that will help to give it more support and also maybe help him grow a little taller and not just fall over because I don't know, I just want it to be fuller. So that's all I think I'm going to do to it right now, except to cut off this yellow leaf, however. This one, yeah. Oh, and actually that's the leaf right behind the node where I chopped it, so it may just be done with that leaf. I don't know, but I'm going to cut that one off. Okay, oh. All right, so now we're going to have to work this support a little bit better. There we go. Maybe that'll work. This is another air root. That guy before he gets too big. All right, we're gonna turn it. I might cut this one off too. This is an ugly leaf. Let's not make him waste any energy on ugly leaves. How about? And there are some like leaves that look like they want to try to sprout down here, so maybe we'll be able to get something going there. All right, we'll leave that as it is, I think, and I'll go soak some moss and get that moss bowl ready. Okay, so next up, I need to swap out my purse. It's already November 30th, and I still have my light pink spring and summer purse. So I'm going to swap over to this burgundy purse. If this is still available on Amazon, I will put a link to it. Otherwise, I won't. But this one, I believe, is going to be the last season that I use this. I think this is my 3rd year using it, but there's just a lot of like stringiness, and this black trim is kind of coming off. So yeah, I think I am going to retire this one after this season. It did come with this wallet, and I haven't decided if I'm going to leave this as my wallet in here or I have a smaller one that folds. I might use that, but it's also looking kind of worn. So I might be on the hunt for a new wallet. And I have a ton of trash in here. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take everything out of the pink purse. I don't know what's going on with my lighting. It's really gray and dull, and let me see if I can fix the lighting a little bit. Hang on. Okay, I think the lighting is a little better in this. I took the curtain out of that window and moved my ring light over here, so I think that's a little better. All right, so I'm going to continue taking everything out of the pink purse. All right, one purse empty. This purse has 3 pockets. There is this one over here, there's another one over there, and then there's a zipper one in the middle. And then it also has a zipper pocket in the lining here, and 2 just like little pockets here. It's very similar actually to the pink one on the inside, and I believe they might even, I'm not sure that they might even be from the same company. This one also has these pockets on the front here that I rarely use. I don't know why, they just don't seem very accessible. And then the pocket on the back here is where I usually keep my lip products. So for this, I'm just going to put my chapstick in for right now, because that changes based on what lip product I'm wearing for the day. And then we're going to start loading this guy up. So obviously getting rid of all the trash and unnecessary items that make your purse weigh a ton. And in this little inside zipper pocket in the lining, I keep my Tide pen and some floss picks, a small emery board for nail emergencies, my safe deposit box key, some floss, that's trash. And usually I also have little travel sizes of like Advil and ibuprofen, Advil and Tylenol, and in this pocket as well, but I don't have that right now. I think my daughter might have stolen those. And then for now, we're going to go ahead and put the wallet in, and I think I'll put that in the middle zipper pocket, kind of by itself, along with an emergency bag that girls and women tend to carry. And then I have a pocket knife that I keep in my purse, because you never know when you need to open something or when you need a knife. So that stays in there. I have that's trash. This is my stash of ibuprofen right now in this old Tupperware container. So I'll just put that in there. Hand sanitizer, hand lotion. Those will go in. I try to have one pocket be like cosmetics, lotions, that kind of thing, and then the other one be pens and notebooks and that sort of stuff. So I have some mace that I do carry, my keys, and I keep some snacks in my purse. My daughter tends to have some low blood sugar issues, so we always keep protein snacks on hand in case she needs that when we're out. A package of tissues. I carry a small notebook for when I get great ideas for videos, or I need to write down some grocery items or whatever. I tend to be much more of a pen and paper kind of planner person than I am putting it into my phone. If it goes into my phone, I forget about it. If it's on paper where I can see it, then I'm much more likely to remember that I need to do something. And the same way with my office and that sort of thing, I have piles, because if stuff gets put in drawers, out of sight, out of mind, and I completely forget about whatever it was. It only goes in a drawer if it's being archived for long-term storage. Otherwise, my brain thinks it's archived for long-term storage. And I also have this little notebook, but I don't really think I need both notebooks, so I might not put that one back in. I have a ton of receipts and tissues, and okay, I do need a pen, so that can go back in. I have one more thing of snacks, so put that in there. Some mints, put that in the cosmetic side because that makes your breath fresh. And for some reason, I have a charger cord. I'm not really sure why I have this little one, but I kind of like the idea of having this little charger cord. So I think I'm going to stick this in one of these little pockets and keep that. And honestly, I don't think the rest of the stuff needs to go in. It's all paperwork over here, so I need to go through that, see what can get thrown away and what needs to get filed. And this job, believe it or not, it's done. So my purse is now ready for fall and winter, even though it has been fall for quite some time, and we're only less than a month away from the actual start of winter. Thankfully, we've had a really nice fall. We did have our first snow this morning. It came down, it was pretty, and it didn't stick around. There's nothing on the ground. We just got some flurries, and anyway, so we've officially had our first snow.
I'm doing an experiment with my fern. These little leafless sticks are called stolons, and apparently, if you stick them in dirt, they will create new fern plants. So I put a small pot into the big pot and stuck the stolons in the dirt, and I'm going to make baby ferns. I've got her hung back up in her window, and now I need to clean up the mess. I got this plant from my son and daughter-in-law back in April, and she just loves this window. I'll keep you updated on my baby ferns.
Okay, so the next step in this process of cleaning and chores that I have to do today is I want my palettes back out of these boxes. Can you see all of this? These are all my palettes. And the reason they're in these boxes is because I started at the beginning of this year a series that I was going to do every month of the palettes that I wore that month and the looks I created with them. And I started off really strong. Okay, well, I started off a little strong. In January, I kept track of all my palettes, but I didn't take pictures of all my looks. And so then in February, I added that aspect of it. But for some reason, I mostly edited the February video and then it didn't get up. But anyway, in March and April, I did great, kept track of my palettes, the looks that I created, did the videos. In May and June, I kept track of the palettes, I took the pictures, but I was busy, I didn't get the videos done. And then I realized that the February video never got fully edited and uploaded, so I put that up in July. So I have 4 videos, January through April, of this series that was going to be every month. And every month I would use those palettes and then put them in a box, not to be used again until I got through my entire inventory. And at the end of each month, I could redeem 3 palettes that could go back into the rotation to be used again in the following month. And I could continue redeeming the same palette every month if I wanted, or I could do other palettes. And honestly, it was a great idea. I just am really, really bad at following through on monthly videos that go longer than like 4 months, 6 months. I get bored and I have other things I want to film. And so it gets put off and it gets put off until the point that it no longer makes any sense at all to do it. And so I kept the palettes in their boxes because I did continue the idea of wanting to get through my entire palette inventory using every palette at least one time during the year so that I knew exactly what I have. Oh, I've got one more box of palettes I didn't bring over here. There's one more. So anyway, the idea of using all my palettes, I actually followed through on. I just didn't get all of the videos filmed to let you guys know about it. And so then my dilemma was, okay, I have the information for May and June, and then I quit keeping track, but I pretty much got through all of my palettes by the end of July. And I just was stuck because I didn't know at that point what to do with that information and how to wrap that whole series up. So here's the lowdown on it. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm not going to wrap it up. I'm not going to give you any kind of closure or whatever. I just want my palettes back. And I am going to be doing a makeup inventory and keeping track of things and trying to reduce my inventory through the year, either by using things up, getting rid of what I don't like, what doesn't work for me, that kind of thing. And so the beginning of that is to do a complete makeup inventory by the end of 2024. So my phone died and I've been charging it for a few minutes. And in the meantime, I've been kind of working on what I started talking about, going through my palettes. I'm going to write them down on a piece of paper, number of pans, color story, like a secondary color story, because sometimes it's neutral with rosy pinks and sometimes it's neutral with like warm bronzes and stuff like that. So I want to have a better idea of that. And then I'm also going to take a picture of every palette. And then after I do that and get through like physically handling them and touching them, I'm going to put all of it in my computer. And I'm also going to try to look up past orders to see when I purchased them, because I have a feeling that things that I think are just a couple of years old are probably actually more like 4 or 5 years old. And because I got into the YouTube beauty space in 2018, the fall of 2018, which was 6 years ago. And so some of these palettes are probably quite a bit older than I actually think that they are. And I might need to make some decisions based on age and not just color story. But I'm also planning to look and see how similar things are. Now, I don't mind having palettes that are similar.
It just, the formulas are different, the experience is different. So I'm not like I'm not, at this point, I'm not paring down to like bare minimum, but I am going to be getting rid of some things that I either know that I'm not going to use or that are just so much like something else I have. One thing I did while I was doing this was I took my Stone Cold Fox palette and my That's Taupe palette, and side by side they were very similar, not identical, but very similar. And I had 3 shades in my Stone Cold Fox palette that I had to get rid of because of carmine issues. And so I had 3 blanks in here. And I took the shades out of this one that were unique and different and put them in here. And then there were actually 5 shades out of the 9 in this that I wanted to put into the Stone Cold Fox. And so what I did was I took one of the browns out of Stone Cold Fox that is more of a neutral brown that really doesn't look good on my skin. And so I took it out of Stone Cold Fox and put a little bit different brown in. And sometimes it's such a subtle difference that makes the difference in how it looks. Anyway, so I cannibalized this palette, took out of it the ones that I liked and that were different, put them in here. You can maybe see there's some places where the names are crossed out. Those are the ones that are shades that did not come in the Stone Cold Fox. But I will keep this, and then the rest of these I'm going to declutter. I'm not going to do too much of that right now while I'm going through and just writing things down. That'll happen at the next phase because otherwise I'll get too into the weeds and I won't get this part of it done. But that's probably going to take me the rest of the day and then some. So I'm going to end this vlog here. I hope y'all had fun spending the day with me. Besides, I'm losing my light. It is some of the shortest days of the year. And so even though it's only, 3:45, something like that, it's starting to get dark. Anyway, I hope y'all have a beautiful, blessed day and that you enjoyed this style of video. If you did, let me know down in the comments if you'd like me to do more of this. Have a great day. I will see you later. Bye-bye.